Today we're taking a look at the SOG Power Access and the SOG PowerPint. And the reason why I'm going to take a look at both of these at the same time is because I think they're pretty closely related to one another. And also, I have carried both of these pretty extensively, and I can tell you a lot of stuff about them. They are well used in my everyday life, and these are a lot of times the two tools that I grab and that I run with. And that might be surprising to some, especially if you've had some experiences with these tools, but neither one of these tools are stock. I've modified them, and I'll talk a little bit about the modifications that I've made. But let's start with the PowerPint, which came first. And it's in my personal opinion that I'm sorry, did I say PowerPint? The Power Access, and I believe that the PowerPint is a direct result of the Power Access being pretty much a failure for SOG. And I'll kind of go over why it was a failure, I think, and why it might be still a good option for a lot of people to pick up. But the Power Access is a little bit stiffer in the joint. It's way stiffer than normal for a SOG. Like the PowerPint is very smooth and opens up effortlessly. The Power Access, for whatever reason, is a little bit more stiff. I mean, it's still super smooth, but I just mean it'll, it takes a little more effort to open and close, and then when you're using it, it's a little bit more effort. Power Assist over here. Now, if you have one of these, as well, this is very smooth, super smooth opening. Is the only reason I bring it up is generally speaking, SOGs are very super smooth in their operation. PowerPint is that way. The Power Assist steps away from that slightly. But there's other than that, it's fine. So let's start with the tools, which are very similar to the PowerPint. The Power Access has a can opener, screwdriver on the end. They're still putting those in. Where this thing excels for me personally is again, one of the biggest reasons I carry SOGs is because I personally think they make the best Phillips screwdrivers for my purposes. I'm a data center technician, and these screwdrivers are precision fit, precision ground. They work very well in delicate screws, hard drive screws, SSD screws, and they do a real good job in that area. So huge plus for me personally in the Phillips screwdriver department, and same goes for the the PowerPint. The PowerPint has a size 1 Phillips screwdriver, or a size 0 Phillips screwdriver, and the Power Access has a size 1 Phillips screwdriver. So it just they're both very useful for me. I spend a little bit more time on it because I think when it comes to screwdrivers, people just skip right over them. One of the biggest reasons I use them. I also like multi-tools with pocket clips. Pocket clips are how I prefer to carry my tools if possible. Some other tools that are kind of different between these two. I guess the biggest difference between the two is going to be the scissors. This is a larger full-size file. The file on this is probably one of its biggest negatives. Wherever it is, here it is. The file on the PowerPint, not great. You can kind of see the difference. Just not a very good file, but it gets the job done in a pinch. You get eyeglass screwdriver on the PowerPint. You get a hook package opener type tool that doesn't come sharp. This edge does not come sharp, but I sharpened mine. I put it on my work sharp, and I sharpened this all up to an actual dangerous edge. And this hook I find to be really useful at cutting zip ties. That's one of the reasons I like this tool a lot. So this tool is not going to be for everybody. It's got a really small blade. I mean, still good enough to open boxes. I have to open giant, shipping boxes, and this tool, this blade holds an edge real well, as compared to the Power Access over here on the other side. I mean, it's one is kind of a worn cliff, and the other one's kind of a drop point, and one is definitely bigger than the other. So generally speaking, the Power Access is just a better tool to carry. Pretty much for everything. This also has a serrated blade. This has a serrated blade if you need to cut rope, and it cuts rope really well. This does not have a serrated blade. Instead of the serrated blade, they give you semi-pry thing. This also has the eyeglass screwdriver. I just noticed. Why did just now noticing that? Sorry about that. But I guess these both have an eyeglass screwdriver. These are just really similar tools, except one is larger and more capable, and the other one's basically a miniature-sized version of the other one. It's they're really close. The PowerPint has scissors, but they're not fantastic scissors. They're not great. They're super stiff, and they get the job done, but not great. They're very uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just not great. I mean, compared to Victorinox, definitely not great. But they do have them. I mean, if you need scissors, that would be the end of your decision making right there as far as between these two tools. They both have 1/4 inch bit drivers in the head. And the one on the Power Access is better than the one on the PowerPint. See how this one's more of I don't know how you would describe that, but more of a, triangular shape. And this one's a square. This one just has better grip, better contact. Yeah, it just works better. They're both excellent wire cutters. They're both excellent crimpers, wire crimpers. So they both excel in that area. The plier power is also excellent. Also, I would like to point out that the reason why a lot of people think that these are in a pocket-sized tool category, similar to, let's say a dime or something like that. Like, a lot of people think that the PowerPint is in the same class as like this Gerber clutch or similar tools of this nature, and I disagree, because I don't think you can really categorize it in that. Because I mean, it's small, like a small tool like that. Of course, it's a little bit larger, but I think it's just a better tool, and it's more capable. For some reason or another, this is the only SOG tool that has pliers that open this wide. See, this is what it normally, I don't know if you guys can see that, but normally a SOG will open up about that wide with the handles out flat like that. And the PowerPint opens up wider. So it's able to clamp down on much larger stuff. Also, the gear ratio in this is more powerful than this. It's noticeably the gear ratio in this is definitely, you've got more power in these pliers than you do with these pliers. And I know these handles are longer. I get that, but that's not what I'm saying. The gear ratio and the compound leverage is different in this PowerPint. This is a completely different thing that they've done for this. Like, and the large SOGs, that's how wide the pliers open with the handles out. So they've done something with the gear ratio here to make these plier head this plier head open wider than normal. And also, with compound leverage, one of the downsides that people say is like when you go to grip something large, let's say I'm gripping this handle right here or something like that. Like you're gripping something large, the handles are out really wide like that. Well, with SOG, for whatever reason, the people that you see reviewing SOGs on the internet, I believe they're people that haven't really used the tool, you know, because you reverse the grip, you know, like this, and now you can grab much larger items and much tighter by reversing the grip. And that's especially true on the PowerPint. You reverse the grip and you can grab something a much larger and put a lot of force on it like that. And it's also gets you into tighter spaces and things of that nature. So it's just something to think about with the SOG tools. The reason this tool I think flopped poorly is because it came out of the gate and started getting bad press right out of the gate, and it's because it has a fatal flaw. I have fixed that fatal flaw, and I'll tell you exactly how I did it. This tool, when you are using, well, let's say you're using the larger screwdriver. Where is that large screwdriver at? Let's say you were using this large screwdriver right here, and it's on this one side, okay? You're using this large screwdriver and you're really bearing down on it. When these handles close together, the way they designed the locks, they would touch each other when you would close the handle together like this. They would make contact and it would release all the tools on this side. Like you could be using a tool, and when you grip down, it would press the lock open and the tool would come unlocked. It was a fatal flaw. It was a real problem, and especially since, and it was only on this side on my particular unit. It was only on this side. This side worked properly. This side unlocked, and it was a big problem. It was a really big issue. It's a deal breaker. It was a deal breaker issue, but I looked at how it was designed and what I could do to fix it, and I have fixed it. So what I did is I took, let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit. I took, these were above the frame. These the tops of these locks were above the frame right here. So I took these locks out on both sides, took my Dremel, ground them underneath the frame to where they do not pop up over the top of the frame anymore, and I cut the tails off. You know, these have a tail similar to this, and I cut that tail completely off. It's not needed. You unlock it with these tabs. So I cut the tail off on both sides so they don't stick up. I increased the lock pressure by raising these pins, or these levers right here, a little bit. When I had these out, I raised these up a little bit, and then took a Dremel and ground these underneath the frame so they can't touch. So when the handles come together, these locks no longer touch. You can squeeze on this until the cows come home, and these locks don't move anymore. Whereas before, you would squeeze them together and the locks would unlock. So I believe that that's one of the biggest reasons why this tool came out of the gate and failed. Now, that being said, this tool is now like $34. It comes with a case that holds a bit kit. It comes with the SOG bit kit, and it comes with a little keychain knife, all for like $34. So if you are okay with, you know, taking these locks out and doing this modification like I did, or you don't mind that the tools, you know, basically can unlock, or you just want to add another SOG to your collection or whatever, it's a good deal for the case and the bit kit, if anything else. So it's easy to fix, and then once you fix it, This tool, in my personal opinion, is better than the PowerPint. The PowerPint I like to carry when I'm wearing, you know, my sexy disco shorts. You know, because this is super lightweight and small and way more capable than a lot of people think it is. I really like it, and you can totally see how this tool came after this tool and they redesigned the locks. These locks are flat. They don't touch each other when the handles are together. These actually work, but in some ways they're not as good because you have to open the handles in order to release the lock. Whereas this one, you don't. You know, you can have a tool out, let's say like the knife blade, and then to release the lock, you just, you know, you can release the lock without having the blade, you know, having to open the handle. With this one, with the PowerPint, you have to open the tool in order to release the lock, which is, you know, they fixed the problem, but it created another problem along with it. Let me grab a bit and kind of give you an idea for those of you who have never seen this. If you get yourself a bit kit, this one comes with a bit kit. Just so you know. But here's a regular bit, screwdriver bit, just a regular 1/4-inch bit. And those of you that don't know, the end of these tools is a bit driver. You know, there's a magnet in there. It holds the tool. It works really well. I personally believe that the one on the Power Access works better. It's easier to hold everything, and you just kind of squeeze the handles together, and there you go. You can use any 1/4-inch bit extension or whatever you want with these, which makes these, you know, pretty versatile. You know, a lot of different uses that you can use with these. And like I said, I think that the Power Access holds these better. There's a magnet also in the PowerPint, but it's not as strong. But it's still, you know, if you put the bit in there and then you clamp down, it'll hold it, and then you can turn it. I mean, this isn't the most comfortable way to use a screwdriver like this, but it does work, and it gives you more options in a pinch if you need be. But this in my opinion is just better, you know. And for my money, comparing these two together, I'm happy that I have the ability to have both of these, because I do use both of these. But I prefer these because they're larger, the tools are more capable. The only thing that this one lacks that this one has for me is the scissors. So when I carry this, I will just, you know, carry some scissors with me, you know, like Victorinox scissors, or, you know, some other small scissors or something like that. So this and a pair of Victorinox scissors gets my job done real easy. And on most days at work, you'll find me carrying this tool. When it comes to the pliers, which is the biggest reason anybody has a multi-tool, the reason, you know, the pliers are the most important thing of a multi-tool. Well, when it comes to pliers, in my personal opinion, SOG is the best. SOG has the best pliers. So that's just my 2 cents. I really like this, and for 34 bucks, it's a no-brainer. I would get it with a quickness. This one for $49, you know, they charge a little bit more for this. I think that this is a better deal for $35. It's a little larger, but if you've got disco shorts like I do, and you don't want them pulled down around your ankles, you know, because the cops come and whatnot, then pick you up one of these too. I mean, or get both. They're both great tools. And I will say that the SOG PowerPint is more capable than people are giving it credit for. It is definitely not in the same ballpark as one of these little pocket keychain things. And I think a lot of people think that. These are definitely better than any one of these little pocket things. I've got a whole bunch of these, and this one I used a lot for some unknown reason. I have no idea. I was, you know, actually put this one to work a lot, and compared to the PowerPint, they're not even close. So with a couple of modifications with this, you end up with a really good solid tool. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Please check out my website at newsownerrides.com. And hit the subscription bell if you want to be notified every time I release a video. I would appreciate it. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do any of you own a SOG? Are there any SOG fans out there, I should say? Is anybody even going to watch this video? That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. On that end.